Computer virus destroyed all my files. A lot of agricultural workers came to the East End to look for alternative work. A preliminary bibliography is due the week before the spring break. A thorough bibliography is needed at the end of every assignment. All postgraduate students should participate in the seminar. Anatomy is the study of internal and external structures. Applicants for the course probably have a preference over English or journalism. Don't forget to hand in your assignments by the end of next week. Even with the permit, finding a parking spot on campus is still impossible. Exam results will be available next week from the course office. He's almost never in his office. I could not save my work as my computer crashed. I missed yesterday's lecture. Can I borrow your notes? I will be in my office every day from 10 to 12. If she doesn't speak the language, she's not going to sit around a week waiting for a translator. In English, the first letter of the months of the year is always capitalized. In Europe, the political pressure is similar regarding globalization. In this library, reserve collection books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours. Information is being given to readers in a format that looks familiar. Interpreters are not readily available in this department. Just wait a minute. I will be with you shortly. Knives and forks should be placed next to the spoon on the edge of the table. Many of the urban poor lived in an extremely cramped condition. Meteorology is a detailed study of Earth's atmosphere.
Most university teaching take place in lectures and seminars.
Physics is a detailed subject of matter and energy.
Physiology is the study of internal and external structure of the body.
Please prepare a PowerPoint presentation for tomorrow's meeting. Put the knife and fork next to the spoon near the edge of the table.
The residence hall is closed prior to the academic building closing time at the end of the semester.
Sport is the cause of traumatic brain injuries in the United States. Students can get access to computers on a daily basis. The author expressed an idea that modern readers cannot accept. The bookshop is located at the north end of the main campus. The cafeteria closes soon, but the snack machine is accessible throughout the night. The clear evidence between brain events and behavioral events is fascinating. The course registration is open early March for new students. The English word typhoon comes from the Chinese word big wind. The first few sentences of an essay should capture the reader's attention. Glass is not a real solid because it doesn't have a crystal structure. The hypothesis needs to be tested. The maximum production of chocolate is in U.S.
The minimal mark for distinction to be awarded is 75%. The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly following the freshman seminar session.
The professor has promised to put his lecture notes online. The psychology department is looking for volunteers to be involved in research projects. The real reason for global hunger is not the lack of food, but poverty. The result of the study will be published next month. The seminar on writing skills has been cancelled. The theoretical proposal was challenging to grasp. The United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy.
The verdict depends on which side is more convincing to the jury. The wheelchair lift will be upgraded this month.
There are varying plagiarism policies across different university departments. There will be ample opportunities to ask questions about the presentation.
This work will be the starting point of my discussion today.
This is the third time you've asked for an extension on this project. To improve the essay, I decided to include more direct quotes. Try to explain how your ideas are linked so that there is a logical flow. We are delighted to have Professor Robert to join our faculty. We must put great care when analyzing data. We need to hand in our assignments by the end of the week.
We will study the following 2 pictures in the next lecture.
We would like a first draft of the assignment by Monday. What is the most effective way of interaction between teachers and students in class?
When I was in school, I had many of the same problems you have now.
You can find the student service desk located on the ground floor of the whole building. You should raise your concern with the head of school. "39.5% of Californian residents don't speak English in the home." When the demand for the course rose, university authorities took on additional academic staff. In consultation with your supervisor, your thesis is approved by the faculty committee. I used to have coffee with milk and 1 sugar. He was constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture together. Globalization has been an overwhelming urban and urbanization phenomenon. Students will not be given credits for assignments submitted after the due date. Basketball was created in 1891 by a physician and a physical instructor.
Newspapers across the country have been reporting stories of the president.
I would like a cheese and tomato sandwich on white bread with orange juice. Answering this complex question with a simple yes or no is absolutely impossible. If you want to receive the reimbursement, you must submit the original receipts. Student loans are now available for international students. I had a sandwich and milk for my breakfast. Your watch is fast. You need to reset it. Care needs to be taken for vulnerable groups during the periods of turmoil. Please explain what the author means by sustainability. She doesn't care about anything but what is honest and true. The leading scientists speculate that numerous planets could support life forms. If you have problems, please contact your tutor. In the 1830s, periodicals appeared in large numbers in America. Most printers in the computer lab are out of ink.
Nearly half of the television outputs are given away for educational programs.
Number the beakers and put them away before tomorrow. Organic food is growing without applying chemicals and no artificial additives. The bookstore is located on the main campus behind the library. The professor will be the last speaker this evening. The study of archaeology requires intensive international fieldwork. The timetable for next term will be available next week. The U.S. ranks the 22nd in foreign aid, given as a percentage of GDP. All of our accommodations are within a walking distance to the academic buildings.
History is not a simple collection of dates and events.
Biographical information should be removed prior to the publication of results. Environmental friendliness is a new category in which campuses are competing. To measure distance could take as much as 3 weeks. Higher fees make students think more critically about what universities can offer. Company exists for money, not for society. It is acknowledged that his work is groundbreaking. Don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions. You can get a student card at the reception. Please go straight and turn left to reach the library. Your enrollment information, results, and fees will be available online. Alex captured her hands and forced her to drop the potatoes. Student discount cards can be used in the coffee house on campus. Generally, students have unusual problems in school. Hypothetically, insufficient mastery in the areas slows future progress. You can download all lecture handouts from the course website. Once more, under the pressure of economic necessity, practice outstripped theory. You can retake the module if your marks are too low. The lecture management in Japan will take place in the week 7. Is hypothesis on black hole as rendered moot as explanation of explanations? Meeting with mentors can be scheduled for students who require additional support. Proteins constitute at least 30% of the total mass of all living organisms. Please sort and order the slides of the presentation according to topic and speech time. We didn't have any noticeable variance between the 2 or 3 tasks. You should inquire about the direct deposit. The United States has the maximum production of chocolate.
It's within the framework that we're making our survey.
This small Indian state is a land of forest valleys and snowy islands.
Fishing is a sport and a means for survival.
The sports team members often practice on weekdays and play games on weekends. They have enough works to keep them going. His lecture is always useful and stimulated. In my free time, I would like to read current affairs and newspapers. There is a plan in place for those who have difficulty paying their bills. I don't understand what the comment of my essay means. Our fundamental realities, especially national needs, have seen the ability to flourish. The Student Service Center is located on the main campus behind the library. The new English class will start next Monday morning.
The negative discourse continues to be predominant in discussions about gender,
She told the faculty to be very supportive. Essays with few or no citations will be regarded as invalid. Make sure the financial director knows the full details of the pay agreement. Expertise in particular areas distinguishes you from other graduates in a job interview.
The Genetic Biology Technology Lab is located in the north wing of the library.
The older equipment has been put at the back of the building. I would like tomato and cheese sandwiches on white bread and orange juice. Students should book a library tour on the first week of the first semester. Since the problems we face are global, we need to find the relative solutions. In 1880, cycling became a major phenomenon in the United States. More muscles are used in swimming than other sports. It is interesting to observe the development of language skills of toddlers. We will see if we can get through this without too many interruptions. Many of the university's original buildings are still in use. The key to success in the exam is to study hard and do well. In marketing, short-term thinking leads to many problems.
Please read the first 5 chapters before the next week's tutorial.
Robert would live in rural areas in London. Internet provides unusual opportunities for students and current events. The university has a lot of travel scholarships available that students can apply for. The timetable will be posted on the website before the class starts. The trip for the professional training will start soon, so pack the items before we leave. The competency in the language and the assignment is to use more formal words. The competency in the language and the assignment is to use more formal words. Lots of students had money and passports stolen, especially at night. The number of companies' bankruptcy skyrocketed in the third quarter. Before reading Chapter 1, you must refer to the lecture notes first. It is of interest to most students to take experiential learning course. Every living thing begins as a single cell.
Children are not allowed to be in the laboratory at any time.
The rules on breaks and lunch hours vary from company to the next.
All old university buildings are still in use. Our capacity to respond to national needs will determine our ability to flourish. I could not save my work as my computer was crashed.
Proficiency in a foreign language may be demonstrated by assessment.
Native discourse continues to be predominant in discussion of gender. The undergraduate students are taught with a rigorous course in our psychology department. Ideally, free trade is beneficial for trading to both two partners. The geographic assignment should be submitted by the midday of Friday. This is how we deliver healthcare to millions of people over the world. Only those who are over 18 years of age are eligible to open a bank account in our bank. The health center is situated at the corner of the university behind the library. The puppets do comedy routines, and there is some terrific formation dancing. The university supplies a number of scholarships for those who have specific goals. The hypothesis on the black hole is rendered moot as the explanation for the explosion.
Those students have to retake the module if their marks are too low. Don't forget to take the library tour in the first week of the semester. Her father prevented me from talking to her. The course comprises 20 hours of lectures, seminars, and tutorials per week. If you need help, I can give you a hand in finding a flat. All course materials will be posted online. Please be careful when using online translation programs. Globalization problems need to find globalized solutions. The quality of our accommodation is high, but it is still affordable for students. If you forget your passport, you need to contact the Student Center. The newly discovered star was a subject to global debate about its origin. How do we describe the position of subterranean? The course will be tested at the end of the semester.
We can meet in my office after the lecture. The Student Service Center is located on the ground floor of the PAC building. I would like the assignment less than 2,000 words. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the other theories that can explain the variations in climate.